morning, y'all. So, y'all know I told y'all, oh, dude, play me on my money. I'm done with him, but now I'm desperate, doing whatever. My homegirl told me about this app. I downloaded it, upload my pictures. Somebody hit me up or whatever. You know what kind of app it is. I can't really, get into details, but, just use the concept clues. So, they sent me the location. I stopped and gave me a bottle of Don Julio. Drink the whole bottle so I could be on my level. I never did this, but it's anything for my kids or whatever. So get there. It's more than one man or whatever. But me, oh well. Originally, he said he had 5,000 for me. Then he was like, okay, I have 3,000. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just doing it for my children. So I start with the easiest one. I feel like, all right, he old. He real old. They always old, but I'm like, he the oldest. He gonna be fast. I do what I gotta do. R-E-E-D-Y. My name is Rita. I gotta ride. Whatever. Use them out. Whatever. Do what my sister taught me. So then when I'm finished, they was like, okay, we gonna sell you 5,000. You just Apple Pay 2,000 back. So I did that. Made my money. Went home, showered. I just felt so nasty. Why did I wake up to an overdraft bank account? So apparently it was a scam. So the money is gone. I lost out on the money. My jaws hurt. My private area hurt. And I'm back at square one. Like, life really is life. And for me,
That's interesting. I'm not sure if we should feel sorry for you. I'm not sure if that's what you're thinking. This is what men have been telling you that these types of guys do. But once again, you're doing it for your children. You're doing what exactly? You're getting scammed. You're getting scammed. We keep on telling you that men that are doing this type of stuff, you should not be around at all. You don't have the advantage. You don't have the upper hand. You have nothing. And they did exactly what they wanted with you. Hit you and sit you home sore. You wash off and then you have no money. So you really went out there and spent your time for no reason with no return. And I don't even want to say that you deserve that, but I just want to say when you get into these types of situations, what can you expect? What can you expect? We listen, and we don't judge. We got to judge. I listen, I heard you, and I got to tell you, this is the consequences of your actions. These modern women move out here sloppy, and they be surprised by the sloppy nature of the things that they get back. You're out here doing sloppy work, and you get sloppy results. Maybe you could have done something else. I don't know.
Cooking with Kaya. I have a hot take that I feel like nobody has been talking about due to the Cooking with Kaya uproar. By the way, I'm a Cooking with Kaya fan, and so is my man. We support her fully. I want to say something, y'all, because I feel like a lot of women, especially black women, you guys are attacking her like you're crazy. I don't know why. But I want to say something that I haven't heard anybody say because it's just important. So one of the things that I always see a lot of black women, not all, but a lot of you guys are on this platform. Just type in black women hate men. You'll see the videos of them hating on black men at all costs. What's one of the things most black women have been saying on these platforms? Black men don't like us. Black men hate us. Black men don't uplift us. Did anybody else pay attention to the moment Cooking with Kaya came out? How many black men were on her, uplifting her? And then look at DDG put her on. And Ali Choppa made a video of her. But black men don't like us? Black men don't uplift us? Cap. False. You know how I know? I started my platform talking about men in general. Do you know who's the main men who supported me? Black men. That's why I make all of my content towards black men, because they're the only people who stood by me. Okay? Wait. Another thing. I find it very funny that a lot of black women like to say they only like wigs. They don't like natural. They don't like women like plain Janes. Cooking with Kaya has a natural body. Cooking with Kaya has natural hair. Cooking with Kaya barely wears makeup. No BBL in sight, no lip filler in sight, no weave in sight, no enhancement in sight. Just straight feminine, nurturing, loving, catering, and a beautiful aura and beautiful spirit from Diosito. The one thing I am so happy about is there's other ethnicities that are gorgeous. Mexican girls, shout out to y'all. Hispanic girls, any white girls, whatever, beautiful women. But no offense, you guys always get the limelight. Since the dawn of time, it's always been the blonde hair, blue eyes. Latinas have always got a lot of attention. People always say black women are the bottom of the barrel. We're masculine, we're evil, we're this, we're that. It's always on us. This is the one time where you women didn't look at this and see, look it, they're uplifting black women. They're making, what do you mean? She won, y'all. We won. I'm sorry. That's how I see it. We're black women. We're a unity. That's how I see it. I don't know how you see it because you're a little bit negative, but think about that. Finally, they're uplifting black women. Finally, they're praising black women, and they're saying she's feminine and nurturing. That's showing you that there are black women that have these traits. Thank you, Black Kings, for uplifting her. Thank you, Black Kings, for seeing the positive message. Yes, you guys, I understand there's certain things Cooking with Kaya does that some people don't like, but a lot of y'all do some as well too. Let's not act like we're perfect. Same thing with me. I run my mouth online. Some people don't like me. Accountability, it's okay. I be talking crazy. But seriously, y'all, don't you guys see that there's so many men uplifting her? Look at Cooking with Kaya. Type it in and then look at all the black men uplifting her. Don't you ever part your lips to sit there and say black men don't support us. They do. You just don't see it. You're looking at every other race but black men because you have animosity towards them. I don't like that because like I said, y'all, one thing about me, I've been supported heavily by black men. I feel loved, cherished, and supported. I don't know about y'all, but I feel the love and I'm so proud of that girl for at least making it to being on DDG's platform. Man, to DDG doing that for her, that's so beautiful, y'all. And getting to see her personality a little bit more. Rest in peace to her sister, her oldest sister who passed away, and seeing more of her aura. That girl deserves to be in the limelight. There's too many creators that are evil, competitive, and hate each other. She's the perfect person to do that. Yes, of course, she said, I'll take your man, clickbait. If you watch her videos, she's not like that, y'all. She's not a competitive person. You could see that. But I know some people don't understand the social media game and that you need a niche, but it's all right. I just wanted to say that, y'all, because I keep seeing Cooking with Kaya slander, and we ride at dawn for her. We ride at dawn, I swear to God. I will go, ball your hair and lips up playing with her. You got me? But anyway, y'all, as black women, I feel like we should support each other more instead of tearing each other down. Seriously. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because there's too much hatred in the black community, especially coming from women. And you can't tell me because I experience a lot of bullying from black women. Don't invalidate my experience.
Thank you. Exactly this. Exactly this. Men marrying these black women in droves, but we're not picking them. We're not picking them. How is that possible? How is that possible that you're not being picked, but we marrying you? What? You just mad because she might not even look better than you. You might be on her level or greater or better, right? But there's an insecurity inside of you that you need to deal with. That don't got nothing to do with her. Nothing. The men been it's so crazy. The men been telling you, well, this is what we want. And then somebody that shows them what they want. And all of a sudden, when she's getting the attention, y'all mad because the attention's not on y'all no more. After the man told, well, if you'd be a little bit more like this. And like she was saying, I'm not perfect. I run my mouth on the internet. Guess what? A man's going to have to take accountability and say, man, me neither. I do X, Y, and Z. But you and I can be partners. You and I can be friends. Hey, man, let's chill together. That's how men work, right? Or, well, she does this and she did clickbait. Yeah, man, you know, sometimes I get out there and I talk my stuff too. You know, son, you got to allow me a little moment to talk my stuff. You got just a little bit. I ain't going to do it all the time, but just a little bit to get up out there and talk my stuff. You know what I mean? Hey, at the end of the day, it's all love. That's what they're going to come back to. But you modern women continue over and over again to bash men. It's never love. It's never been love. And I've been telling y'all, as soon as results come out, whatever it is, I've been telling y'all this how they felt. And we got to get away from them and we got to block them all out. What you think of a man trying? Hey, man, it ain't nothing like that. No, it is like that. And you better get away from me before I. Okay, let me go find somebody else that actually likes me, that actually wants to be around me. That's how men think. And y'all get mad at that. So yes, when somebody like this, even though she be doing some stuff, but I'm like, I don't know about that. Maybe she's embodying some of the qualities that a man really likes. Just maybe.
Did you know that being childless and husbandless is actually one of the most powerful things you can be as a woman? Yeah, And I'll say that again because I know it's going to ruffle some feathers. But the feathers need to be ruffled, because for all the young women out there, myself included, who felt or have felt or are feeling like they are behind in life because they do not have a husband, they do not have children, did it ever occur to you, my love, that maybe there are better and bigger things that God is trying to do in your life right now? And maybe He wants you to focus on your relationship with Him. That's the man you need to invest into God. Because it's not like I don't ever want a husband and kid. Maybe one day. I was always the woman, I'm telling you, my whole life dream and goal centered around a husband and marriage and children. And, God put it on my heart at the beginning of this year that maybe God has bigger and better for me waiting. And I don't need the husband and children to get that. Maybe I can do that all by myself with God's help. Men are great, like if you find one that treats you well and makes life better, by all means, babe. And if you are married and if you do have children, I hope that you are living in your blessing, in the blessing that you have prayed for, because that's all we ever want. But I am just trying to encourage the young woman watching this video that has just dreamt and hoped and prayed as a little girl until she grew up to have this husband and kids. And babe, there is so much more in life to that. I promise you. And if it's meant to be, it's going to be. Okay? So just chill out. But there's a reason why the rich auntie that has no kids is happy, stress-free, and living her best life. Right, because she has no kids.
So what's funny about this is that it takes on a preachy tone, right? Like similar to maybe a Baptist preacher, like a Bishop Noel Jones type preacher. And what happens with some of these television preachers is they've got to deliver their sermon in a way, or they deliver their sermon in a way, not to necessarily say that they're not talking about anything. Maybe they're talking about something good, but they deliver their sermon in such a way that it's like, oh man, what is he about to say? Is it going to be something profound? And then let me tell you something. You don't look like what you've been through. You're too blessed to be stressed. Walk in your favor and not your failure. Great. But maybe, just maybe, it's just flash, right? It is some truth to it. There's some good stuff coming out of it, but it's just flash. And maybe that's what you're talking about right now. Maybe there's some truth to it, but it's just flash. It's just fluff. Well, it's one of the most powerful things you could ever be. There's a reason. Let me sit down on this point, because you don't understand. There's a reason that the rich auntie is stress-free and living a life of abundance. Huh? What? Who? Which one? You got some of them out there, but then you also have a lot of them that live in a life of stress and are not free. What? They're not rich at all. And even your rich auntie, see, that's what they do. They set these modern women up with the best example, with the best extreme. Do you want to be rich, or do you want to settle for this bum? As if there's no in between. Fluff. Fluff is what it is. You're not saying nothing that anybody needs to hear. You'd have done better getting on here and say, hey, listen, just because you're single doesn't mean that you're worthless. I'd encourage you to, and give them some tips. Bow, bow, bow. I'd encourage you to do this. I'd encourage you to look for this, and this. And a man, a godly man, if that's the way you want to go, and go from there. But here we are, always talking about this nonsense and leaving women in the dust with this silly mindset, instead of just saying, work on yourself. Talk to God about whatever it is that you want to talk to him about. And you're going to want a man, but all in God's timing, right? It's all in God's timing. And it gives you license, or I should say, it opens up your mind to say, man, I'm working. I'm just doing whatever I'm doing. Go back to the story of Ruth when she wasn't necessarily looking for her husband. We know this, but she was following the direction of somebody in her life. Let me tell you something. You want a man or you want a job? Go over here to this job site and work. Oh, looks like a man is interested in you. Here's how you catch the man. And followed it to a T, ended up being married. Had more significance down the road in the Bible because of that. But y'all not going to say that. Y'all just going to say, go get the bag, go get the money. Don't worry about men. They're trash. You don't need them anyway. I want to be this persona, the rich auntie. But nobody wants to be the humble, the lowly, the meek, the quiet, the helpful, the servant auntie. Nobody wants to be that. They want to fly around in planes and flashy, and I want to drive the best car type auntie. Wear the best makeup, have the best hairstyle, have the best clothes, have the best totes and purses auntie. Crossbodies auntie. The latest technology auntie. Best house auntie. Best trips and vacations auntie. But they don't want to be the, man, I'm serving, what do you guys need auntie? Hey, anybody need prayer auntie? Hey man, let me give you a hug. Let me show you some love, some respect, some dignity, auntie. Flash, fluff, nothing behind you. Sit down.
Zone, you're kind of stuck and you can get out. It's really hard to, especially from like a girl perspective. If you friend zone a guy, I almost think it's impossible to go the other way. Let me share a story. I've friend zoned a guy and I've never seen him again. And then I've also been really good friends with the guy and then started dating him. So let me share both stories. For the guy that I friend zoned, we were friends for such a long time and I knew that he liked me. And I told myself, I was like, it's fun hanging out with him. Like, let's see what happens, kind of give it a go. And we were friends for probably 4 or 5 years or something like that. And I think it was like the first year we were friends, he tried to like be with me essentially. And I was like, let's give it a go. So I was like, fine, why not? We went on a date one night. There were these like beautiful Christmas lights everywhere. And he never kissed me. Like I was so annoyed. There was like this beautiful spot to kiss me. And I was like, inside, I was like, does this guy like me? Like I thought like the day before he was being all flirty and stuff. And then I'm like, what? And we slept in the same bed too at night. And I'm like, what is going on? And he never kissed me. So I was just like, whatever. At that moment in time, onward, I never had that idea of liking him romantically because he kind of like ruined that one moment, that one opportunity. And then I was like, that's it. I know that sounds really stupid, but in my head, I was like, that was the one shot. And it almost felt like being rejected, even though I didn't verbally tell him like, kiss me. It was just like, if you felt it, then you should have just done it, And if you didn't feel it, then maybe it was just meant to be. So that was the one example. And we were friends for like 4 or 5 years. And I basically just told him like, we shouldn't be friends anymore because it's not fair to him because he really likes me. And I didn't want to do that to him. So we are no longer even in contact.
I think to me, it's weird that modern women don't seem to have an understanding of anything outside of black and white unless it's what they want, right? It's always if he wanted to, he would, until there's somebody else or something else that they actually want to work. And then that's when they get delusional, right? They never really see it from another person's perspective, which is why they're having troubles out here in the dating world. Could it have been the case that he didn't really want to go too far? I mean, I know we're sharing the same bed, but I don't want it to mean that, or I don't want you to think it means, okay, we're in the same bed. I'm all of a sudden going to be ripping things off and we're just really going to get down and dirty. It could mean that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. And who told men that? You guessed it, women. So when a man is apprehensive, when he's cautious about making a move because he doesn't understand or he doesn't know, could you maybe use your words and communicate and ask him why? Maybe that would be something that you do. But of course, modern women, they don't communicate until it's on this app. The things that they should be telling their husband and their significant other, they say to this app. This app is more a therapist than their actual therapist. Period. So this man might go there. Oh, you know what? He actually doesn't even care anymore because he's decided, you know what? I'm going to go my own way and you do the same thing.
But obviously I wish him the best, but it's not fair to either of us. For the guy that I was really good friends with, and then started dating, this was actually all out of jealousy. So, and I'm going to be so honest with you guys. So I was best friends with him. He liked me. I said, listen, no, we are best friends. Like, I don't want to do that. Then over the summertime, he goes and finds himself a girlfriend, comes back to school. This was like in college, and starts dating her. I got super jealous and annoyed because I'm like, where did my best friend go? Like, this isn't cool. Like, I'm your girl. What? And so then I had to tell him, I'm like, listen, I caught feelings for you, but I don't want to break up your relationship. Turns out he was still in love with me and didn't even like the girl. It was just like a prop. And he ended up dumping her for me. And then we started dating, but then he turned into probably more of an avoidant, I would say, but he started pulling away and he was just like, this is too easy now. He just like gave up on the relationship. So I had to break up with him. And yeah.
So it sounds like with that second relationship, there might have been one of two things. You didn't communicate effectively that you liked him and you were playing games, or it could have been that y'all weren't communicating with each other. It was just situationship. It sounds like what you're describing. Nobody was committal or committed one way or another to the other person. And so he just said, okay, well, if she's not really into me like that, then I'm going to go find somebody else. And that's exactly what he did. And then you got jealous, and then you went, and essentially it sounds like broke up his relationship. Well, he wasn't happy in it anyway. That's for him to decide, right? But he was already in a relationship with somebody else. But of course, modern women don't care. They really don't. They'll say whatever they feel at the expense of anybody else, whether it ruins what that other person has going or not. It doesn't really matter. And whatever it is, it is. So, I mean, maybe communicate effectively next time. Hey, I really like you. I'm not really sure if you feel the same way. And if they don't, then leave it at that. If they do, great. Let's talk. Let's go on a date. Let's progress this even further. And men, are the ones that need to learn how to communicate effectively.
Okay, just real quick, because I really need help understanding this. Why can a woman not be nice to a man without them thinking that you're interested in them? Like, if you laugh at something they say or just smile, they immediately think you're interested. Why can women not be nice to you and you think, oh, she's a nice person? No, why do you immediately think she's being nice? She must be interested in me. Let me ask for her number or ask her out on a date. Stop doing that. You're making it awkward and you're reading it wrong. I mean, sometimes that may be true, but it's not always true. Sometimes we're just treating you with a little bit of human decency. It doesn't mean we're interested. Stop.
It's crazy because modern women will never be happy, ever. Like, it was one video of a woman that was saying something to the effect of, a man kept on complimenting me, or a man came up to me and complimented me, and he just walked off. He didn't engage, didn't have a conversation, didn't buy me a drink, nothing. He just walked off. And she said a moment later, maybe a few moments later on during the night or another time, man walked up to me, complimented me, and just walked off. Said I'm beautiful, and then just left. What is wrong with these men? They don't want to stay. They don't want to engage. They don't want to have a conversation with us, yada, yada, yada. They don't want to buy drinks. But now here we have you complaining about, well, I'm nice to a guy and he thinks that I like him now. So which is it? Modern women, this is what makes men stay away from modern women altogether, is because you want it both ways. And then not only do you want it both ways, you got a right to do whatever you want to do. You want men to kind of be there in the middle, waiting for whatever it is that you want them to do. But then you want them to be a leader and make a decision. But how are they going to make a decision if they're always waiting for you or walking in behind you? Well, my emotion says this one day. Oh, my emotion. I'm not going to cater to your feelings. I'm not worried about your feelings. Your feelings in some instances can get us eliminated. So this little thing that you got going on here, and I do believe if dudes are trying to stalk you or harass you or whatever it is, obviously don't do that. But if a man thinks, oh, maybe she's interested, maybe, she's been nice, or we're just having a conversation, maybe it's that, there's something there, right? Because sometimes when these modern women say, oh, I was just being nice, they were actually being a little bit more than nice. They were flirting. And obviously, when you're flirting with somebody, then that would likely make that person think that, oh, well, maybe they like me. There's an opening. I'm listening to body language. I'm listening to signs. And so maybe that's it, my in. But apparently this time that wasn't it. Number one. Number two, you don't have to put this on the internet. So many times you guys be trying to shame men for no reason. A man might have just said, oh, I thought you liked me. My bad. Miscommunication. It's never good enough for these women, ever, at all.